So you mean to tell me that you are the little girl that kept coming around my ex-husband and making him treat me like a piece of shit? Do you know what a little fling with my ex-husband cost me? I'll tell you, Aisha. It cost me my marriage. Yes, it cost me my home. Yet here we are, and I'm supposed to be your marriage counselor. You contributed to the ruin of my marriage, but you want me to help you fix yours. Those were Sonia's words to Aisha. But how did we get here? I will take you to the very beginning. Story. Sonia sat at her desk, staring at an email from a new client, Aisha. The name stirred a faint memory, but Sonia shrugged it off. She had built a reputation as an unconventional marriage fixer, a marriage counselor really. People sought her out online, pouring their hearts into emails and chats. She ran a relationship and marriage therapy faceless website, where clients would bring their relationship and marriage issues for fixing while remaining anonymous. Her story was simple but painful. Her ex-husband Deji had been a mess, a liar, gambler and serial cheat. Sonia had tried everything to salvage her marriage, even when it broke her spirit. Sonia's marriage to her ex-husband was a roller coaster. Once a hopeful bride, but then she quickly found herself battling loneliness and neglect. Her husband's infidelity shattered her trust when she discovered he was cheating with a much younger woman. After a painful divorce, Sonia vowed to help save as many families as possible from marital failure. Never again, she had vowed after the divorce. Now, Sonia dedicated herself to saving marriages, because if she couldn't save her own, she could at least help others. Aisha, a newlywed, was frustrated. Her marriage to Kunle was crumbling under the weight of constant arguments. She was desperate for advice when she stumbled on Sonia's website and reached out. One evening at home, Aisha struggled to connect with Kunle. Aisha served jollof rice with the precision of a MasterChef finalist, humming a happy tune. Kunle sat at the table scrolling on his phone, unfazed. Aisha said, "Honey, your favorite jollof is ready. I even added extra goat's meat just the way you like it." Kunle didn't even look up. After a few seconds, he retorted, "I'm not hungry." Aisha froze, spoon mid-air. "Not hungry? After I fought with Mama Chika at the market over the last goat meat, after I sweated like someone doing NYSC camp drills in this kitchen, please, should I cry or faint?" She sat down looking at the untouched food. Aisha took a picture of the food before taking it away. Immediately, a tweet popped on his Twitter. "Ladies, drop a comment if you've ever eaten the food you cooked for your man just to spite him." That was the handiwork of Mrs. Kunle, the influencer. In her defense, she didn't mention anybody's name. Tensions escalated into a heated argument, and they did not speak for days. They lived in the same house as though they didn't. The next day, Aisha found an unfamiliar bottle of perfume in Kunle's car. She stormed into the house like a Nollywood actress in her final scene. Aisha, waving the bottle, shouted, "Kunle Ola Kunle, who owns this perfume?" Kunle was sipping juice, and he choked and coughed dramatically. Kunle answered, "Why are you shouting? This woman, do you want to kill me before my time and marry someone else?" Aisha gasped. "Kill you? Are you accusing me?" "Kunle, explain yourself before I go live on Instagram." Kunle grabbed the bottle and said, "It's a birthday gift for someone. If only you paid a little bit of attention to the things that matter, you would know who." Aisha didn't even wait. Birthday. Did she also ask for your heart as an extra gift? Kunle stared at her blankly, then stormed out. Kunle couldn't even explain, even when he had bought that perfume as a birthday gift for his wife's junior brother, who also stayed with them. It was his birthday, but Aisha didn't even realize. She was in her own small world. Aisha didn't even give a chance for explanation. After days of silence in the house, Aisha, tired of the tension, tried to start a conversation during breakfast. Kunle, we need to talk, oh. Kunle, munching bread, ignored her. Ah, Kunle, should I pour tea on your head before you answer me? Kunle looked up slowly, rolled his eyes, and continued eating. Ah, my husband. Kunle, the only human being who does selective hearing and periodic loving like network wahala. She snatched his plate. Kunle said sharply, "What's wrong with you, Aisha? Oh, now you can hear me. Maybe I should have snatched your phone too." Over weeks of chatting online, Sonia became Aisha's confidant. Aisha poured her heart out, sharing every detail about her husband, his quirks, his flaws, and her growing resentment. Sonia in turn offered practical advice. According to Aisha, Kunle was the man of her dreams. Before and after they got married, she had never had any reason to doubt if Kunle was the one. Their home was perfect until the last couple of months when Kunle started withdrawing, refusing conversations and acting cold. What exactly went wrong? Sonia asked. My dear, if I knew, I would have known how to settle it. He wouldn't talk to me or even tell me anything. But as the conversations deepened, something clicked for Sonia. The pieces fit together so well. Kunle, Aisha's husband, was her former colleague and friend. Sonia stayed at the screen in disbelief. Oh, Kunle, what have you gotten me into? Now, Kunle was Sonia's former colleague at work. A couple of months ago, their company was facing a hard time and had to cut short the number of employees. Unluckily, Kunle was among those that were dropped. Since then, Kunle had become a completely different person, withdrawn and cold. The once Prince Charming started nagging and having an attitude. He just changed. One day at work, Kunle parked his car by a quiet park, looking at an old photo of himself and Aisha during happier times. He wondered if their love was worth fighting for. He thought to himself that he was gradually going broke. How could he fight for the love that he could not sustain financially? Since he lost his job, he had not told his wife. He couldn't tell that beautiful woman who lived a baby girl lifestyle that he was no more capable of giving her such life. The fact that he couldn't talk to her broke his spirit, and he resorted to ignoring her, just so he wouldn't spill the tea by mistake. He wanted to get another job, but before the job would come, he couldn't bear the thought of his wife seeing him as incapable. Unknown to Kunle, that his attitude was sassy, he thought that Aisha was just being difficult. He did not realize that it was a reaction to his action. He wanted to sort out the problem with his wife, but he wasn't ready to be sincere about losing his job. He still wanted to hide it. Kunle couldn't find any other way than to involve his mother. Kunle's mother visited and sat regularly on the couch. Aisha offered her a drink with forced politeness. Kunle's mother said, "Aisha, I hear my son no longer has peace in his home." Mama, if Kunle tells you there is no peace, just know he's the problem," Aisha replied Kunle's mother, and Kunle's mother gasped dramatically. "No respect. When will you stop nagging and act like a proper wife?" To that, Aisha replied, "When Kunle acts like a proper husband, Mama." Kunle, sipping water in the corner, nearly spat it out. Aisha immediately went on Twitter and tweeted, "Ladies, how do you survive a mother-in-law who thinks her son is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ? Advice, please." It was despicable. Almost everybody knew that Aisha was having marital issues. Tell me you're having marital issues without saying you're having marital issues. Since Sonia had a reputation for fixing relationships, Kunle often complained to Sonia about his marital issues. It was safe to say that even when Sonia had never seen the wife in person, she knew her more than those who even knew her personally. Kunle never ran out of complaints. Kunle gave a thorough thought and decided that if Sonia, the relationship expert, could not fix them, then it's over. He rushed into Sonia's office one evening, looking helpless. Sonia, I need your help. Sonia raised an eyebrow. Funny, because I've been helping your wife for weeks now. Kunle froze. What? She knows about you? Relax, Sonia said, rolling her eyes. She knows me as a marriage counselor. Apparently, you are giving her a headache. Kunle groaned. Aisha is impossible. She blames me for everything. I can't talk to her without it turning into a shouting match. Sonia smirked. Well, I'm meeting her tomorrow. What? Why? Kunle asked, panicked. He suspected that Sonia might spill the tea to her, but he did not want to openly prevent her, so that Sonia would not perceive him as a weak man. Sonia said, Kunle, if I don't fix this, you will probably be sleeping in my guest room next week. Trust me. Since Kunle was almost losing his mind, he was ready to do anything to save the situation, even if it meant bringing her in. Aisha was nervous, but excited to meet the woman who had been her lifeline. She arrived at the cafe early, rehearsing what she wanted to say. But when Sonia walked in, Aisha froze. The face was familiar, too familiar. Sonia's breath hitched as the recognition dawned. Aisha was the young woman Deji had been cheating with years ago, the one woman that Sonia finally gave up her marriage for. The air between them grew tense. You are Sonia? Aisha stammered. And you are Aisha? Sonia said, voice tight. They sat in silence, the weight of their shared history pressing down on them. Finally, Sonia broke the silence. You know, I did not realize you were that Aisha. Aisha swallowed hard. I didn't know you were Kunle's friend. Sonia leaned back, crossing her arms. You mean to tell me that you are the little girl that kept coming around my ex-husband and making him treat me like a piece of shit? Do you know what your little fling with my ex-husband cost me? I will tell you, Aisha. It cost me my marriage. Yes, it cost me my home. Yet here we are, and I'm supposed to be your marriage counselor. You contributed to the ruin of my marriage, but you want me to help you fix yours. Aisha looked down, guilt flashing across her face. I was young and stupid. I didn't even know he was married until it was too late. It was easy for Sonia to let go because she had moved past it. Her ex-husband, apart from being a cheat, did a host of other irresponsible and unimaginable things. After a long pause, Sonia sighed. You've made mistakes, Aisha, but you're not that girl anymore. Right now, your marriage is on the line. Are you ready to fix it? Aisha nodded hesitantly. Over the next hour, Sonia gave Aisha a crash course in communication and trust. She shared her own mistakes from her failed marriage and gave Aisha her truths about her controlling tendencies. You love Kunle, right? Sonia asked. Yes, Aisha said. Then stop treating him like an enemy. Be his partner, not his critic, Sonia said firmly. They walked out after their meeting, and Kunle crashed into them laughing over an old story. He froze, expecting chaos. Aisha turned to him with a smirk. You didn't tell me you worked with Sonia. Kunle stammered. I didn't think it would come up. Aisha raised an eyebrow. Well, it did. Sonia chuckled. Relax, Kunle. We are on the same team now. But as they thought the tension was easing, Aisha's friend Tola walked along and came to them. Aisha, what's going on here? Who is this woman? Tola, this is Sonia, my marriage counselor. Tola scoffed. Marriage counselor. She's the one my cousin swears ruined her marriage. Sonia rolled her eyes. Your cousin's husband was a serial cheat. I didn't ruin their marriage. I just refused to cover for him. Despite Tola's meddling, Aisha and Kunle left the cafe with a new understanding. He opened up to his wife about his job, and to his surprise, she already knew. She said she found out immediately he started behaving different, and that she was angry because Kunle didn't trust her enough to relate it with her. She felt like she wasn't good enough anymore for him. Kunle apologized and explained that he was ashamed since he was not going to be giving her the treatment she was used to. Over the following weeks, Sonia's advice began to work. Aisha softened her approach, and Kunle opened up more. Determined to change, Aisha surprised Kunle with a romantic evening. She prepared a candlelit dinner and apologized for her part in their troubles. Kunle was touched, but unlike before, he expressed it. One evening, as they sat together, Aisha smiled at Kunle. Sonia was right. I wasn't being fair to you, and I wasn't being honest with you, Kunle admitted. Their laughter filled the room as Sonia received a text from Aisha. Thank you for everything. You saved my marriage. Sonia smiled, deleting Aisha's contact from her phone. Her job was done. On to the next mission, she muttered, stepping into her car. And that is the end of my story. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories. Drop your likes and comments in the comment section. And as usual, I will see you in my next video. Bye!